self-serving, persuasive talkers
of everything and nothing.
We are conversation con artists. What's going on, people? It's your boy, Mr. On Point.
And I am Calamity Red. I'm back, bitches.
Okay.
I sound...
Get that out your system, huh?
I did.
And we are conversation con artists, back for another wonderful, fantastic episode. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. Mister_on point.
And that can be found at red_calamity. Also, we're still doing the listener letter portion of the show. So if you have a question you would like for us to answer, you can send it to our Gmail account. It's conversationconartists@gmail.com, or you can find us on Facebook and send it to us that way, Conversation Con Artists. Or you can send us Reddit posts, because we like for you to do that as well. Before we get into these Reddits,
I wanted to say, if whoever gave us a listen, last week we had Colin on and Sid, the twin kid from the Let's Not Go There podcast. I appreciate the love. It was a very good, insightful conversations around relationships and sex. So y'all should go back and check that out.
And thank both Sid and Colin for covering for my ass, because I was on a couch high.
Yeah, thank y'all.
I'm still healing from the surgery, but it's like miles away from where I was this time last week, because it was shitty. Would not suggest sinus surgery. If somebody would ask me about it, like if they were contemplating it, I would say don't do it.
So you deal with having sinuses the rest of your life, or fake allergies the rest of your life, and have that surgery again?
Well, the problem with the surgery is that it's not guaranteed it's going to get rid of my sinus issue. So I had the surgery. People have sinus surgery usually because they have chronic, you get sinus infections all the time. I don't have allergies. I went and got allergy tested, and I ain't allergic to shit. Okay, so then I'm like, why the fuck I keep getting these sinus infections? Because that's what they would be when I go to the doctor. They would be sinus infections, and it turns out you can have chronic sinusitis, and you just have a condition that you get sinus infections, even though it's not by an allergy. Like, it's not I'm being exposed to some kind of allergen. It's just I get sinus infections. So the surgeon's they're supposed to go up and like try to clean up the infected tissue in your nose, clean out any polyps that may be up there, and open your sinus cavities bigger. Is what they're supposed to do. The reason I say I want to suggest it is because it's not guaranteed. Like, I feel much better than I did last week, but I feel like I got a sinus infection. Like, I feel like
you're still healing from a surgery.
Yeah, but
your tune gonna be different when you don't get these sinus infections no more.
Well,
and you're gonna tell motherfuckers, I think it's worth the risk.
Well, so everybody that I've talked to that had it done, it's good for like a year or two, and then you start having chronic shit again. But I mean, I guess that I'll enjoy the year or two.
Well, the conditions in your genetic makeup that allowed it to exist in the first place is probably trying to fight to turn it back into what it was, even if it's gone. So
yeah,
that could be the case, but whatever.
But yeah, it was. I've never had surgery, so that was an experience. And being put to sleep, it's fucking weird. It's just weird. And I was having more trouble so apparently they put a tube down your throat when you're asleep to help with breathing, because like the anesthesia that they give you kind of slows everything down, so to make sure you're getting enough oxygen. And they don't put the tube down until you go under. And so I had no memory of a tube, because by the time I woke up, tube was gone. When I went to sleep, tube wasn't there. But my throat felt like shit. And so for the longest, it was very hard to like talk for long periods of time because of the tube. But anyway, what I was going to say before we get into the letters is that, so we talked about this. It was a few episodes back. I don't know if you remember this, talking about this lime cucumber Gatorade.
Mm-hmm.
And you said it was trash, but Tag said that it was good. And Tag said that because I was like, I don't think it would be good, and he was like, well, you had never tried it. So And on point as a witness, I'm holding it up to the camera. I went and bought one because I had to buy a bunch of power aids and stuff for when I was sick because I wasn't able to eat. And or not sick, when I was out on surgery. So I saw this in the store and I was like, let me buy one and I'm gonna save it and I'm gonna try it on the show so I can give my immediate reaction. So I'm finna drink this lime cucumber Gator. It already smelled like I'm not gonna like it.
Smell like cucumber and lime.
But it's the sweet. It smells like okay, just let me.
You might like it.
It's weird. Like it's what I expected. It's just too sweet. That's what I thought it was gonna fuck it up. It does taste like cucumber and lime. Like if you've ever had like water that was flavored with cucumber and lime, it tastes like that, but it's like it's really sweet, and I'm not really a fan. Yeah, no, mm-mm. Not a fan. It's kind of weird, but I tried it now. I can adequately talk shit about it now because I tried it. So I know that I don't like it. So there you go, Tag. If you're listening, I tried it. It's not good. It's what I thought it was gonna be, too sweet. Um, if it had less sugar, if they like pull back on the sugar, it may not be that bad. But it's way too sweet. Um, okay. So Reddit post. I have some Am I the Assholes? And I have some regular ones. Let's see. I have teenager that wants to know if she should snitch on her daddy about being on Tinder to her mama. I have a boyfriend that won't do anything about his mental health. So I'm even if we don't do this one first, I'm gonna read this one just because I think this is an important point for
Don't
people.
say the name of it.
Okay, don't.
Just when you get ready to do it, bring it up then.
Okay. Um, a whole these little young folks. This is the boyfriend who wants the girl to keep her location on, which that's such a new thing. I think these young ass people do this shit. Other than foot fetish. Am I the asshole for kicking my boyfriend out of our house? Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend that he needs to treat the living room like my office? Am I the asshole for kicking my friend out of my house even though she has nowhere else to go?
Shit,
So
that's a lot.
it is. I saved a lot of them.
Do the foot fetish.
Uh, I knew you were gonna choose that one. And I had let me read it first and then I'll get in that. Title is Boyfriend Exploring Foot Fetish with Coworker. My boyfriend, who's 34, is into feet. Not my favorite thing, but we do stuff with it because he likes it. I've been uneasy for a while with his relationship with his coworker, who is a 26-year-old female, for a while. He shares a lot with her, including his sexual likes, dislikes, and sometimes even my likes, dislikes. This doesn't bother me too much, but I found something out recently that makes me uneasy. They text constantly, and I recently found out they have been discussing his foot fetish in depth. She even sent him pics after he asked what hers looked like. He responded in a flirty way, especially after alcohol. There was no outright sexting, but sort of chatting around the subject. Is it reasonable that I ask him to tone down this relationship, or would that be controlling? Child, girl, that's not controlling. So a lot of times, like especially with work shit, that shit start off like emotionally, or it starts off as people getting really close. So I would not be with the shits like at all with this. Um, and the last person that I was dating here, I mean, it wasn't recently, or maybe it was a few months ago. At this point, I don't fucking know. Anyway, he had a foot thing, and this shit is it's weird, man. I don't get it. No kink shaming, but I didn't get it. I don't get it. Feet just look like feet to me. So like people who have foot fetishes, I'm like, it's a fucking foot. I don't get it. But he like his wasn't maybe to the extent that this man that is he just like he wants you to get your toes done all the time so that they look nice and like he just talked about feet a lot and it's weird. But
I feel
I
like it'll be easy work to be able to lay on one side of the couch watching your TV show while you just fondling that man with your foot. Like you could just, I feel like it'll be easy for women. Like I'm sure disgusting, but like
yeah, it's the weird.
less work.
It's not the ease of it or but it's just it's odd. I'm not gonna say it's odd. It's different than what you're used to.
Of
Because foot
course, that's
fetishes aren't
every
every man
fetish
don't.
is different than what you're used to.
Yeah, but
Like
it's
that's the essence of a fetish. It's something different that turns a person on.
yeah the foot.
Just having sex itself ain't fetish.
No,
Oral sex ain't a fetish. Like
no,
normal shit ain't fetishized. Like
it's I don't get foot fetishes, but he does sound like he crossing a line with this coworker.
this, the title of this letter is clickbait. This ain't about the foot fetish. This is about inappropriate relationships. How do you feel about people having like work booze?
I think that shit is dumb. And
What's
if
dumb about it?
my huh?
What's dumb about it?
What you mean? So if you're single and you have a work boo, go right on ahead. If you have an actual boo, husband, wife, what you no, that's disrespectful to me. I would never. And my husband, if I ever went to my husband's job and some bitch came up and was like, "Hey girl, I'm his work wife," we gonna have a problem. Fuck is you talking about? His work wife. He don't need a work wife. I'm his wife 24/7, bitch.
I said work boo. I ain't say work
Boo,
wife.
whatever. Okay, if my boyfriend, if I go up and she like, I'm his work boo, I'm his boo 24 fucking 7. He don't need no work boo. The fuck you mean work boo? No, no. Because there's a reason why it goes beyond just saying this is a coworker of mine that I'm close to, a friend. You didn't put a boo title on it, and that's problematic to me. Sorry. Yeah, friends at work. When you start feeling the need to give people special titles, like, bitch, no. No.
Okay. I think this just goes into inappropriate relationships. And the reality is you need to know your partner, man. You need to know your partner and how they feel about these kind of relationships. But you got to have your own integrity too.
Yeah.
Me personally, I don't talk to nobody outside of my relationship. Well, I can in this relationship because it's ethically non-monogamous, but in any other relationship, that's just not been my thing. And I don't really even in this relationship like seek that shit out. Like, I ain't like
Yeah.
trying to amass a harem of partners. That's not my thing, you know. But it's always been like I didn't talk to my homeboys' girlfriends. I didn't text them. None of that stuff. Um, a lot of people don't have boundaries, but I don't know when you get into fetishes. I feel like a lot of people go try to find that thing the way they want it when they don't get it from their partner the way that they
Oh, I was
can
gonna
give
say
it to
because she
them.
says she does stuff with it because he likes to do it. Um,
But that can't be done with the same level of enthusiasm that somebody who is on the other end of that, like somebody who likes men that have feet fetishes.
then go be with that bitch. Like you cannot be with me for everything else that I provide, and then because this fetish that you have, even though I help you to indulge in it as much as I can, considering it's not a fetish of mine. If that's not enough, then you need to go find somebody who had. If that foot fetish shit is that important to you, then that needs to be your main thing, and you need to go find that. But you can't be with me and then indulge in that shit on the side, and then be like, "Well, you're not really into it, and she is." I don't give a fuck. No, go be with her then. You go get everything you need from her, including foot shit.
Maybe the best decision he ever made.
What, going to be with her?
Hmm.
Well, good for him and
That's why people need to have early conversations, man.
her.
Like, motherfucker need to rip the band-aid off. Hey, listen, I got foot fetish. I want a foot job every now and then. And I need you to be okay with that. I'm not okay with that. Okay, well, this ride was fun long as I was on it, but I'm gonna get off right here because I need your feet.
I cannot.
You
It's just
gotta have these
about
conversations early,
you
man.
do. You do. And you have boundaries in relationships. A lot of times, people will be like when they cheat or when situations, it just happened. No, you put yourself in a situation in which this could happen because you laxed your boundaries. When you have your boundaries in place and you're not places that you don't fucking need to be in the first place, shit like that don't happen. So don't tell me that it just happened. You put yourself in a position for it to happen. Fuck out of here. Thinking about. So the boundaries, they have a boundary issue. And again, if the foot fetish thing is that important to him, and again, no kink shaming, that's fine, but you can't use that as an excuse to go find somebody else on the side to do this thing. I'm gonna be with you because I like everything you do outside of the foot shit. Like, no, no. Cause you're gonna be upset if I be like, okay, I like being with you and I'm gonna be with you, but this nigga got money, and so I'm gonna go get this money. But I'm still with you. You my main. Like, you ain't gonna put up with that shit or any other thing that I say I'm gonna go get from another man because you not with it. It ain't gonna happen. So you can't do that to me either.
Yeah, I mean, it's only a matter of time before that flirty shit got to escalate. You
Mm-hmm.
don't just start getting foot pics and then being flirty back with them, and then that shit just be like, okay, that was fun while it lasted. We're done now. That ain't how the shit work.
And for me, your camera froze. But for me, getting feet picked when you have a foot fetish is the same thing as me getting a dick pic. Like, it's a foot to anybody else, but because of the fetish that you have, that's a lot more of an erotic picture. So I'm gonna look at that and treat that a lot differently. Like, so, like, just because it's a foot don't mean that I'm not. That's like somebody sending a dick pic, or if she has sent you her vagina, because for you that's an erogenous zone. So her sending that foot, because her foot is already disrespectful because of the context that it was sent in. So no, you better talk to him and get some understanding.
I think a lot of us come into relationships with our own understandings of what is appropriate for a partner, and we don't communicate them because we assume that they have
Yeah,
the same way of thinking. And that ain't always the case. I mean, people do all kind of crazy shit,
yeah,
and infidelity exists out here. But for me, I don't babysit. If you want to be with somebody else, go be with them. Like, stop wasting my time and just tell me that you're done with me. I'm a big boy. I can take it. It won't feel good, but they'll feel better than finding out you fucking somebody, while we together, having to deal with the shame, the embarrassment,
yeah.
the you got me looking like a fool out here, all of that shit.
Yep. I want to do this one just because I'm curious about it. I don't read these. I look at the titles, and if it sounds interesting, I save it. So I want to do the one about the dad on Tinder.
Okay.
She's 17, and she says, should I tell my mom, who's 42, that my dad, who's also 42, has Tinder and is actively using it? Sorry for the punctuations. English is not my first language, so it's not over here. I have noticed. I had noticed it in April, I believe. My dad, my brother, and my sister and I were staying home because schools closed down, and my dad was staying home with my sister. I borrowed my dad's phone to use the camera because my phone was on the second floor, and I wanted to take a picture of my cat in a silly position. Then my dad's phone got a notification. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't ask him anything because my brother was around. So I got my phone and texted him basically saying, "What the fuck? Why do you have this app?" He responded by saying that he has other social media apps like Facebook or TikTok and Instagram and so on, and that it doesn't mean anything since he uses it just to chat. I told him that I'll sign up as well if it is so innocent, but he said I had to wait until I'm 18. Well, it ain't that innocent, is it, Dad? Fast forward to today. I again borrowed my dad's phone to take a picture of my cat in my baby sister's cart. Why are you taking so many pictures of your cat? I got the notification again. Someone texted him. I was so shocked. Perhaps I was not expecting him to keep using the app since I confronted him. Maybe I did know in the back of my mind that he was on it all those times when he was supposed to watch my sister but was texting somebody back instead. Okay, now the difficult part. My dad has something similar to anger issues. Once he was very annoyed that my brother and I didn't change clothes after school and we were chilling downstairs. Mind you, it was an hour after I got home and I was just finishing up making lunch for everyone. So he dragged me from behind the bar with tea in my hand and shoved me, I think it was supposed to be shoved me towards the stairs, spilling it everywhere. It wasn't hot, but he could have hurt me. Um, I was so terrified. It was the first time he has ever hurt me, but not the first one he has screamed at me, threatened to lock me up, beat me up, or kick me out of the house. I stayed in my room for the rest of the day. In the morning, while I was making food for school, he casually remarked that he will beat me up if I don't change clothes after I get home, which my mom heard. She must have heard what happened yesterday because what I responded with a fuck you, I don't know what else to say in this situation, to be honest. She started screaming at me, telling me I always get on her nerves and that it's so hard for both of them because of the baby. It was heartbreaking because I felt so alone. My mom has a tendency to excuse my dad's actions and words, even when it scares her and us. I really need your help to decide whether to tell her or no, because on one hand, she's getting played by a man she had 3 children with, and the most recent one has only turned 1 a few days ago. I hate seeing her being disrespected like that. On the other hand, I don't know how to tell her, when to tell her, or what will happen. She may not care as much as I do or won't pressure my dad to do something about other women he is talking to. She also always feels tired because of her job, and I don't want to make it worse.
Hmm. Um, I think that I don't know. I wonder what kind of relationship mom and dad got. Make me think that maybe they got their own little thing going on,
Like a
and they don't
open.
want the kids to know about it. Like an open relationship, but don't want the kids to know about it.
Dad, no, dad doesn't sound like dad's aggressiveness and his anger. Um, I don't know. That doesn't sound like him and his wife have an open thing. If he yelling and shoving, fucking everybody up in the house, like I don't. Those kind of men, I can't really see them being okay with their wife fucking other people, like, or even talking to other men. Like if he has anger issues like that, so I don't know. I don't get that from this.
I snitch on them. I tell her. I
I mean,
mean, it's a hard. I mean, I definitely tell on stepdaddies. Fuck them. Number one. I hadn't been in a situation where I had to tell my dad, my mama, something on my daddy because we never lived together. But the kids that I work with that have had a situation like that, I was like, look, we working on your problems, man. You ain't got time for that shit. You do not got time to get in your parents' business, man. Let their marriage fail on its fucking own. I would snitch, but advice to this person: let your parents have their relationship. You 17, you finna get the fuck out of the house next year. Just leave that shit alone. Get the fuck out before this shit turn into something that's gonna be the traumatic last year that you was living at your house.
yeah. Because the thing about it is, if dad is threatening to fuck you up in front of mom, and you like fuck you, and the mom yells at you instead of having a conversation with dad about like, what you mean you gonna fuck her up? When she tells her mom, there is no guarantee that her mom is gonna be like, thank you, daughter, for informing me that I was being that your dad doing some shady shit. She might get mad at the girl, call her a liar. Her mom doesn't sound like she would receive it well, just
She
based off of her response to dad's behavior. Like if
she
she
gonna
let him do all of this fuck shit, she ain't finna jump at him about this.
she gonna tell you get out of grown folks' business and continue to deal with that with her husband. I'm sure she know what kind of husband she got.
Yeah.
You know this shit ain't new.
I mean, Tinder may be new, but him fucking around, if he is fucking around, probably is not new. So this is what the people in the comments said. Take screenshots and show mom. Uh, this the daughter said, "Okay, but I don't want to see a dick pic by accident. I'm thinking of just telling her she could check his phone."
See, that already indicate that you ain't mature enough for this shit. I mean, goddamn, every man got a dick
You don't want to see your dad's dick though.
except the dude from Caught Up, the movie where the security guard got his dick blew off in a robbery, and he was the one coming back trying to kill them motherfuckers because his dick got blew off. So I'm sure some people don't have dicks,
Well, you
and I'm
don't want to
sure
see
some
your.
people have dicks enough that are small enough to not even register as dicks to women.
Okay. I
Micro penis.
mean, I would not want to see my dad's dick. I feel her. I mean, and I'm 35.
Okay, I don't want to. I won't want to see my daddy dick neither. But that ain't the issue at hand.
It's not,
The
but it's
fucking umbrella issue is that your mama being done wrong by your daddy, and you want to do something about that. So you saying that I'm either not gonna do it or do it in the most harmful way possible to avoid seeing a dick? Like, you might need proof. That's what that person is saying. That person is saying, how you know your mama gonna believe you? How you know your daddy had deleted gonna delete his Tinder by the time all of this shit go down? And you're willing to not have that proof and hope your mama just believe you because you don't want to see a dick pic of your daddy. Listen, it come in the territory. If you didn't want to goddamn do what it takes, you shouldn't have been going in your daddy's shit no way.
she
Furthermore,
was
why the
taking
fuck
pictures
she
of the
keep
cat.
listen? Why the fuck this daddy keep giving her this phone? He knew from the first time that,
Yeah.
and he thinks she's stupid. Let me tell y'all something. Like, generation, fucking old generation, motherfucking boomers and motherfuckers under the boomers. Listen, your kids are smarter than you when it comes to technology. Okay, they not smarter than you when it comes to credit. They not smarter than you when it comes to mortgages and taxes. They probably may be smarter than you when it comes to religion, but they are not smarter than you, or you are not smarter than them when it comes to technology. I mean, it's just that's just what it is, right? So him just talking about some, oh, it's just a social media app like I got Facebook and Snapchat and Tinder. Everybody know what the fuck Tinder is for.
And he
Tinder's for
sounds like she
finding a
can't get on it.
Tinder is for finding a relationship or clapping some cheeks, and you are on that shit. Your daughter ain't stupid, sir. Okay, no. So back to her. This man want to get away with this shit. He gonna do it. And your mama seemed passive and submissive enough to maybe let that shit happen without no evidence. So the best thing you can do for your mama is possibly have that evidence if you're gonna go down this pathway. Because it don't even look like she ain't, it don't even sound like she thinking about not addressing it. It sounds like she just trying to figure out the best way to address it.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna address it, then you need to get all of the goddamn evidence you can get. You know, I mean, if your dumbass daddy want to give you his phone again, Dad, I want to take some pictures of the cats. Here you go, honey. And then you go take screenshots and send them to her phone from, now you should send them to your phone, you know. But if you were really conniving, you use that shit as leverage, goddamn. You just put them shits on your phone and let your daddy know, Pops, Christmas gonna be real good for me this year.
No,
I
her
want to
dad
let
is
you know.
abusive and will probably fuck her up. Like this response from this person I like. This person says, OP, your father is an abuser and your mother allows it. Protect yourself and your brother. If you tell her, it will come back on you. You're not in a position to defend yourself against a grown man. If you out him, he will blame you. If she kicks him out, she will blame you. Let your parents deal with their own drama. They deserve each other. Good luck and stay safe. That's what
That's what I tell my client.
like. Stay out of this shit because you ain't in a
Mine,
position. And her mom, like again, the evidence for me of her mom seeing him be abusive to the kids and just fucking allowing that shit. If she ain't willing to stay, she's not going, she gonna get mad at you for telling her. She's not going to respond to that in a way that is gonna be like, thanks for telling me. Let me go kick this nigga out. Like it ain't gonna be that. Because she's not even for more serious shit. And he being abusive, emotionally and verbally abusive to the kids, and she don't even say nothing. You think she finna say something about him being on this fucking app? She ain't finna say nothing about it. She ain't finna say nothing about it at all.
yeah, that's just stupid. Just leave their business alone. You can't do nothing about it. This only gonna end up in you having to shoot your daddy. if you even have the tools to do so. If you
Well,
don't have the tools to do so, you're putting yourself at risk unnecessarily.
this is the one I said I wanted to read because it has a valid. It's something that I don't think people think about. Title of this one is "Husband advised me to get therapy, but it's making me question my marriage." When you suggest that somebody goes and get that, before I even read this, when you suggest that somebody go and get therapy and you're in a relationship and you think you're doing it because they the problem in the relationship, you listen, that's not how therapy works. So you may be sending them and they come to a realization that this relationship ain't what it need to be, you're gonna be fucking mad. So your reasoning for suggesting therapy to somebody needs to be for making a situation better. It does not need to be because you think, okay, they gonna go and the therapist gonna tell them that they wrong and crazy and it's better than me telling them. That's not it's not how that works. You might be upset about the outcome of that. But I don't know if that's the case with this one. I just wanted to say that before I read it. This is a 27-year-old female, and her husband is 26.
Why you say six like that?
Six. I don't know.
Okay. You never done it before. You said six a lot on the podcast, and you ain't never said it like fucking Jackie from goddamn. What's she from?
Who?
Jackie.
Jackie Harry?
The
Is that how you say
motherfucking.
her?
I think that's how they say her name.
Jackie? I don't know.
The twins from Sister Mama.
Yeah. Um, my relationship with my husband of 3 years has always had its ups and downs. I'm an emotional person and he is cold and logical. Adding to the mix that we both grew up in dysfunctional families, and I don't know a single other couple whose relationship we admire, and it's been tough at times. Arguments affect me a lot. If he gets upset about something, even if it's fairly minor, I can't get past it. It can ruin my whole day, and I end up crying and feeling depressed. He suggested I get therapy to deal with my disproportionate reactions because he feels like that's the biggest threat to our relationship. I don't generally get these intense negative feelings anywhere else in my life, but he says that I can't use that to blame him because this isn't just any relationship, it's a marriage, and as such exposes me to pressures that other relationships wouldn't. I come from a culture where girls live with their parents until they marry, and I didn't really have any serious relationships before my now husband, who I've been with for 7 years now. I had my first appointment yesterday, and the more I talked, the more I found myself focusing in on how unhappy I am in my marriage, which I had always prescribed to my issues to growing up with my parents' bad marriage. I still partly believe that it is my fault. It is my perception of him. But I realize that I center myself around my husband so I don't irritate him and that I don't really relax around him. My brother has been staying with us, and it's only served to further highlight how uncomfortable I feel with my husband. To be fair, my brother is literally my best friend. I can be 100% myself with him, and he never has a go at me unless he thinks I'm doing something genuinely stupid or dangerous. But I can't be that way with my husband. For example, the other day I made him coffee to take to work, but I forgot he didn't want milk in it. He got annoyed and left the coffee, but the interaction left me feeling uneasy. I messaged him saying that he overreacted. He didn't really actually do anything. It was just visibly irritated by my apparent incompetence. But it's a recurring theme that he doesn't appreciate the intent behind things I do for him, only how they turn out. Another example is that I took our shared car. I don't currently work, and my husband pays for everything to pick up some fast food with my brother. We don't normally eat in the car, but my brother didn't know that and pulled out a sandwich on the way home. I had some as well, not realizing that some onions had fallen out. We got home, carried the fast food bags in, thought no more of it. When I got in the car later with my husband, he got upset that I got the car messy. I apologized and said I hadn't realized and told him I'd clean it. He said that wasn't good enough and I'd lost the privilege of using the car for any recreational purposes. The fuck? This upset me because I'm his wife, not a child to be disciplined, taking away privileges. I told him this, but he didn't agree, just told me that there had to be consequences for my action, even after I went out this morning and cleaned the car. I'm really struggling to believe that I'm genuinely in the wrong here. Our relationship is deteriorating, and I can recognize that The same recurring cycle of resentment, punishment, and withdrawal that my parents are trapped in. I don't feel like I can really talk to my husband because he's dismissive and treats me like I'm just after attention, and I should be making amends to him and want to stay and want him to stay with me. He says I only see things from my own selfish perspective, and I'm genuinely trying to understand him too. But I feel like I'm so wrapped up in my own struggle that I can't.
Oh man, I was trying to be objective and give the dude a little benefit of the doubt into that car situation. I mean, that situation in itself is indicative of a man that don't value you at the level of relationship value that you care to have. You know, if you're communicating to him that I'm not a child and don't need consequences for this, and he's saying that he begs to differ, then what are you here for? You ain't got no reason to be in this relationship. You know, it's a lot of women who like to be in that relationship. This sounds like one of them dom sub dynamic situations, except he is a dom and she just a regular person. You know, not knowing that this is the dynamic.
I
You
wonder
know,
what the culture is because she said in her culture, they stay at home until they get married. So I wonder culturally what he is. If he's, well, I mean, they're probably from the same culture, I would assume. But yeah, I mean, and this again with therapy, this people send folks to therapy, like people like him or who he seems to be. Send people to therapy because they're like, you're fucked up, you're the problem. Go to this therapist, and they're gonna tell you that and help you treat me better. And then you go to therapy and like it's not that at all, and the person realizes that this is not a good situation for them, and it kind of backfires. So like you can't use therapy as a weapon, I guess, against this person, or as a fix all for them not being the person that you want them to be or feel like they should be. It's just not how that shit works.
yeah,
And so I'm sure he had no intentions of sending her to therapy and her coming to the realization that this marriage is fucked up and maybe we don't need to be together. Don't think that was the outcome he was expecting.
well, I don't feel like she should have had to go to therapy for that. If you're not happy, you're
Well, I
just not
mean,
happy.
it's one of them cycles. Her parents had a similar relationship, it sounds like, from her description. So, that kind of shit is normal for her because that's what she's seen.
Yeah,
And so stepping outside of that can be difficult. It can be uncomfortable because what's normal isn't necessarily good or bad. I think I said that before. It's whatever you're accustomed to. And sometimes we get accustomed to some fucked up shit. Um, And so for her, it seemed normal, in the beginning, I guess, because that's how her parents' relationship has been. But and that's fine if you want your parents' relationship, but if you want something better than that, you can't. This ain't it.
and maybe she just don't have a base of comparison. Maybe she don't know what other relationships look like outside of that to think that that's not okay. I mean, the history of women in our country and relationships are that women have been the ones that contort themselves to fit into a man's life versus having their own life carved out and figuring out where they both fit into that. So
Yeah.
it's not a surprise that somebody coming from a more conservative culture may be experiencing this like it is, But leave, go do your thing. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well,
what's the answer? What's the real answer?
that is the real answer.
You know, I don't know if she gonna believe that's the answer in the context of this. I mean, the fact that she came to therapy means that she's still trying to contort herself to fit into what he feel like she should fit in. And I think that because of that, you should just go.
Yeah. I mean, and the fact that you've been questioning this anyway in therapy is just making you question it, even more. And that you can't like my home is peaceful. Okay. I'm gonna be me up in here. All right. Nowhere else in the world. When I come home, I'm going to be able to be me. And so I'm not gonna live with somebody who has me so uncomfortable that I'm not able to do that in my house. I'm not gonna be walking on constant eggshells like the fuck I look like. In my house? Nah. I may do that in other areas because I don't really, you may have to walk on eggshells at work. And then even that shit you can change by getting another goddamn job. Like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um, I also want to read this one because this just sounds fucking like I don't understand, and I guess maybe I'll understand it more when I read it. Is it camera freeze? Or are you
Mm-hmm.
still okay? This one is, am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend that he needs to treat the living room like it's my office?
Okay.
Don't know if this is like quarantine shit or what. She's 25, he's 26. My boyfriend and I are both working from home. He is home full time, and I go to my office 1 week and stay home 1 week. Before COVID, we shared the home office for doing homework and things like that. We are both in grad school. And now that we are working from home, it's not possible. He is on video all day for work, and I have video meetings once or twice a week for work and one night a week for school, and we didn't want to interrupt each other. Since I split my time between my work office and home, and because his computer setup is more complex, my desk was moved out into the living room. It's not ideal, but it is what it is. Whenever my boyfriend is on break, he comes out to the living room to eat and watch TV or videos on his phone. He also gets off 2 hours before I do and sometimes comes out to the living room then too. He plays videos or TV really loud, insisting on showing me things, making phone calls, etc., basically disturbing me in my office. She put that in quotation marks. I get that he wants to get out of his office and watch TV, but we also have a TV in the bedroom that he could watch and not disturb me. I think it's rude that he comes out here and acts like the living room isn't my workplace. He wouldn't be okay with me barging in the office while he's working and just turning on the TV in there. I told him that he needs to start treating the living room like it's my office and stay out while I'm working. And he got mad and said it's his living room too, and I can't keep him out. Am I the asshole for telling him to stay out while I'm working?
I mean, yeah. If he paying half of the rent, you need to figure out a damn solution. Take your ass to the bedroom. Hell, why you got to
The
be
living
in the
room is
living
a
room?
shared space. Yeah.
You
Uh,
know.
uh,
Well, you already have expectations for that shared space too. Why don't he have an opportunity to go out and do something that he's comfortable with, that he's used to, that make him feel decent in this time? You know what I'm saying? You basically saying you can't have your self care, and I'm doing this in the space I want to do it in, even though I could do it somewhere else. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like you're not trying to accommodate, you know, anybody but yourself. Like, what's the problem with you doing this in the bedroom? You know?
or like somebody in the comments suggested, if he gets off before you do, wouldn't it make more sense for his shit to be in the living room and then you be in the office? And then you could continue to be in the office. And once he gets off, he get up from his desk and sit on the couch and watch fucking TV or whatever. Like, if he gets off before you, it doesn't make sense for you to be in the living room. If it's like a whole 2 hours and that 2 hour span is causing an issue, just fucking swap the shit out. Put your shit back in the office. Let him be in the living room when he gets done, because you'll still be in the office in your little space. He gonna do the shit that a living room is intended to do.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I don't get it. This shit is too little to be shit that be about to fuck up relationships, man. A fucking office? This is what they get into it about? Come on, man. Bring up some philosophical differences or something, man. Like, motherfucker talking about I want him to treat the office like the living room like my office. Look, man. These are little problems. Like, I don't give a fuck what you. I don't get it. This shit.
So she
I
left.
mean, I guess no. I guess this COVID shit, man. I guess this that you done been exposed to a motherfucker too much, and now you just gonna make everything an issue now.
We together.
Like, bitch, I need time apart from you, man. When I'm at work, I don't expect you to be there. Get your ass out the living room. Y'all might as well just turn your bedroom into an office and put the bed in the fucking living room. Hell, do that shit. Both of y'all have an office now. Shit. It just whatever.
It's COVID, man. It's COVID. Um, you want to do another last one? Be the am I the asshole or a regular one?
I got some too.
Oh, okay. Well, you go.
You want me to do mine?
Yeah, do yours.
I'll let you choose.
Oh shit.
They not they not
You
on that
say that
level.
all yeah, okay.
Hmm.
You say that and then you start reading it and then it
But I
be
don't lie. I don't lie.
what's the type?
So am I the asshole for not helping a family because they wouldn't let me listen to my son's heartbeat? And am I the asshole for hacking my mom's Instagram to see if she violated a non-disclosure agreement?
What? The second one. I'm just why do you have a non-disclosure agreement with your mom? What the fuck?
Okay. I'm a nanny for a high profile family. I signed a very extensive and strict non disclosure agreement. Anyone directly involved in my life, mom, dad, sis, and husband, also signed an NDA. The nanny family recommended this to talk about the job without getting into any legal trouble or putting them at risk. Recently, I ran into one of my parents' neighbors, Amber, at the park. Amber asked how the new job was going, then proceeded to ask specifics about how it must be working for a family where the parents are blank. A direct violation of the NDA and something I could be fired and sued for. My dad isn't the sharing type, like at all, so I figured it was probably my mom. I asked her about it in a casual way. Hey, how's Amber? I said I ran into her at the park and that was odd because she knew details about my job without me telling her. My mom simply shrugged and said, That's funny. Maybe she Googled or saw something on social media. My dad and sister absolutely hate Amber. They essentially said hell would have to freeze over before they spoke to her willingly. My dad ended our convo where I asked him about saying the only thing I know about her is that her son just made partner at a law firm in New York and is making bank, and that's only because mom saw it on Instagram and told me about it. Right then, I knew my mom lied to me and it was her. She and Amber love to one up each other with each other's children's success, and I had also just landed a great new job. I asked my mom about it again, and she told me that I was being dramatic, making stuff up, and that she would never do that to me. My mom doesn't text people, only DMs on Instagram. I know her password, so logged in to check her messages. There was an extremely long DM to Amber where she shared their professions, children's names, ages, private school, general locations of their homes, how they pay really well, etc. Everything that we are legally not allowed to say,
Damn.
she said. I called her immediately and said that I logged in her DMs and saw the message she sent Amber that was a violation. She started screaming at me about how she's supposed to be able to trust her daughter. She can't believe I hacked into her Instagram, that mothers should be able to allowed to brag about their children, and she hung up. It's been a week without contact between the two of us. We used to speak every single day. I'm starting to believe that maybe I'm the asshole for violating her trust like that. My husband said if anyone violated trust here, it's her, and I gave her ample opportunity to tell the truth before I intervened and sought out the truth myself. He constantly reminds me that they could sue us to the ground and fire me for endangering my nanny family's well-being because truthfully Amber could easily be a psycho fan or sell the information to somebody who is. So am I the asshole?
No, girl, your mom. First of all, her mom to say I should be able to trust my daughter. Well, bitch, I thought I could trust my mama.
And she lied to your face.
Numerous times. You asked her multiple times and she fucking lied every single
But
time.
not she lied and said I would never do that to you. After she already had done it. Lying ass. Like, why
And she
didn't you just say at the beginning, I should be able to brag on you, daughter? I can't help myself sometimes. I'll make sure Amber doesn't do anything to get you fired. Like, what the fuck? These fucking entitled ass parents.
oh my, and the thing about it is if they sue your husband is right, if they fucking sue y'all ass to the ground, your mama can't do nothing. She ain't gonna be able to help you with this shit. Here's the thing. The other thing I would say to the poster is if I knew that my mama got a big ass mouth, like I would have had her sign a non-disclosure, but I wouldn't have disclosed shit to her anyway. Like just because she can't be trusted, like you talk too much. You talk too much. You talk too much. Because I'm sure you have evidence of her not being able to hold shit. So Only thing I would say about the poster is that you probably shouldn't have never told her ass in the first place because it just sounds like she's somebody who can't hold water. But no, your mama is crazy. You're not the asshole for that. Like she lied to you, and it's a serious thing. Depending on, can you imagine? Just imagine, and I mean, I'm sure it's not, but like, imagine if she was like the nanny for Beyonce and Jay-Z. Do you know what kind of fucking hell that would be if they found out that her family member broke this fucking non-disclosure? Like how
Beyonce and
horrible that.
Jay Z too big.
What do you mean?
They'll have her mama killed. They too big. They'll just be like, nope, she clearly got the information. Mama having a heart attack in a week.
Well, they have to kill Amber too, because now Amber got it because she sent her the message.
Maybe.
Amber will
Maybe
have to
Amber
die
got it
too.
out too. Jay-Z and Beyonce is kill niggas big. So we don't let's not worry about Jay-Z and Beyonce. It need to be somebody low tier.
Like who?
Like Cardi B and Offset.
I feel like Cardi B will whoop her ass herself. Like Cardi hood as fuck.
No, we don't got no evidence of Cardi fighting people. That ain't her MO.
She's got a court case because no, she sent somebody else to fight for her. She didn't fight.
Yeah, Cardi too smart for that shit. I feel like Cardi will brush it off, fire her ass, and just find somebody else and modify the NDA in the future. Or what is it just telling family so we don't worry about, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think matter of fact, you need to be if you get fired, you need to go to your mama house ready to give her them hands. I don't give a fuck if she your mama. She is entitled. She believed that your success is her success, and she believed that she can use that as leverage in her own social and personal relationship somehow. She don't fucking deserve your daughter mama relationship no more. She is just now turned into a fucking colleague. She is just now turned into a peer. She is just turned into another grown motherfucker that exists alongside you. And she got to earn that mama position back. But the fact that she is just a peer now should mean she can get these hands, especially if she fuck up your cheddar flow.
Oh my
And
god.
oh man, the audacity on Amber, goddamn, like Amber straight came up and told her, "Oh damn, your mama said you this." Oh, like now you don't even know because Amber may not know that they signed a non-disclosure agreement. So Amber may be saying that shit like, "Hey, big ups to you," but Amber might also be trying to call some shit like, "Your mama told me that you doing some high-profile shit. Don't sound like I should know this shit." You know what I'm saying? I just want to let you know, like, especially if they trying to one up each other and they hate Amber. This shit is different.
Amber,
But but also knowing somebody's password is not hacking into their Instagram.
no,
It's
it
literally just logging in. You didn't hack. The hacking make it sound like you then goddamn put an algorithm together on an app, slid it into her phone so that when she put her login in, it send that shit back to you, and then you listen. If you knew your mama's password, your mama the dumbass. If you knew her password, that means that she gave it to you at some point, which means that she shouldn't have used that password for that account no way. Doing that shady shit. But like, and this goes into that territorial behavior where people are so confident about their ability to be able to do it, they don't even try to hide that they doing it. She could have deleted that message in that thing if she thought her daughter would look into her account. But you know what? She don't give a fuck because she is a parent, and a lot of parents out here believe that they can do whatever the fuck they want with and to their kids because they their kids, and that's dumb as shit. But
again, the fact that she said I thought I could trust you would really have fucked me. Like, you thought you could trust me. You want to talk about trust? Not only did you break my trust, you broke a fucking legal document, bitch. We can get sued. You know that? You know that? You know, like the gravity of what the fuck you've done and what that means for me and my family and my husband and our shit that we got going on that's dependent upon me keeping this good ass paying job because you want to run your fucking mouth to Amber, who don't nobody even fucking like Amber. Okay? You finna ruin my shit over a bitch that nobody even fucking likes but you. Like, seriously? No, she's not the asshole. Her mom is a humongous asshole.
Yeah.
Fuck her.
Mama ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
Oh my god. Okay. You want to go into viral posts?
Let's do it.
Okay. If you have a question you'd like for us to answer on the show, you can send it to our Gmail account, which is conversationconartist@gmail.com. Or you can find us on Facebook, Conversation Con Artists, and send it to us that way.
Now, it's clear that we all know that Joe Biden has won the presidential election.
Thank God.
And a lot of these are based around the election, just so you know. And if you didn't know, then where the fuck you been?
Yeah.
Drive your Queen Altima with the AKA tags today, Kings. Because Kamala Harris is an AKA.
Oh God. It's always funny to see men driving cars with sorority plates.
Never thought about it.
I do.
Hadn't been in my psyche. Everyone is celebrating, but like, I don't know, man. It kind of feels like a horror movie where the monster just died, but there's still 20 minutes left in the runtime.
That's because he's not out of office yet. I mean, he's gonna be, but like this nigga's still in office. So it's like he got time to do some more fuck shit.
Ain't no telling what he could do. He already lying like hell, trying to cause a revolt or something.
He's a fucking toddler.
You see, this is when we have a conversation about politics and people say is this on both sides. You know, the response that a lot of the Trump supporters are giving are what I mean by it's disproportionate to this side. I mean, you got armed groups out trying to incite violence. You had people at polling sites beating on the windows, trying to keep people from trying to intimidate voters. You got this whole extremist right wing movement called Stop the Steal because the only way that Biden could have won is if they stole it. Like, this shit ain't going on the left. Maybe with Antifa, okay? If you got to bring Antifa in, but who the fuck can even find somebody from Antifa? How do you find somebody from Antifa? You can go find a right-wing extremist right now on your Facebook page. Where the fuck to go to find somebody that's leftist enough to be a part of Antifa or an extremist group like that? It's just not proportionate. Like, wasn't no Democrat finna go get no arm themselves after President Trump won. Wasn't nobody gonna goddamn come out with they must have stole this if Trump would have won. It's just not proportionate. It's bullshit that going on both sides, but one side's bullshit it exists at a 90% rate, and the other side bullshit exists at a 10% rate. That's how I see it. And I'm sure that number is curved towards my political leanings, but that's just what it feels like to me. So ain't no telling what he finna do in this next bit of time. But I can tell you that it's gonna be some bullshit.
Oh yeah.
His party is gonna condone it.
Oh yeah.
His constituents are gonna encourage it. And ain't nobody gonna be doing that shit on the left. And all of the same shit that they were saying when Trump won, I guess it's just gonna always be a tit for tat existence. I guess it's just always gonna be that. I guess it's always gonna be one side saying what they need to say in the moment because they want what they want, and the other side doing the same thing. Because as soon as when they said not my president back then, well, you can get out of here and go to another country.
Yep.
But now that they saying Joe Biden not their president, then where the fuck you going? Are you going somewhere? I mean, you clearly don't like it, and you were saying this shit before. It's It's terrible. All right. Now, now Trump's just a fat old broke white guy with a comb over, about to be out of a job with three ex-wives and five dilettante children, buried in legal fees and evicted from public housing.
So ghetto.
Fit bit. Standing like a minotaur with his back cut off.
I cannot.
Bruh, Georgia slapped them ballots down like a draw four in Uno and then said the color is blue.
Listen, Georgia has not been blue since '97. I looked it up. They have
97.
not been blue since '97, and that was Clinton. That was the last
That's
time.
92.
Was it '92?
Yeah. He was
92.
president from until 96.
92.
Because, am I right? Am I wrong?
Let me look it up, make sure.
I don't think Bill Clinton won the president in 2000, was he? Until 2000. Did he get removed? He didn't get removed from office, even though he got impeached.
You gotta, I don't know. Hold on. So I don't know. You asking me a lot of questions. While this is, because my computer's being slow, while this is pulling up, it's been a while either way since Georgia was blue.
But I mean, a lot of people just didn't know that Georgia had been blue just that recently.
Oh, yeah.
No,
What?
I mean, because they was thinking about Alabama and Mississippi. They forgot who live in Atlanta. Black gay men.
Oh yeah, you look. That's the gay capital of 92. You're right. It was 92, not 97.
Okay.
The last time that they were blue was in 92 with Clinton. So
Because George Bush had two terms.
Yeah.
From 2000 to 2008. Wait, no. Wait. I don't know. I can't remember. Whatever.
But yeah, so Clinton was the last time Georgia was a blue state. And I mean, even that is significant. Even that, like, you such a trash ass president that a state that hasn't been a blue state in a very long time turned blue in the South. That's big. I wish I get so tired of living in a red state sometimes, Jesus. But shout out to Georgia, because y'all did that shit. The gays came out, and you can't say it wasn't, because Atlanta is the gay black capital of America. Like, black gays move there. That's like they goal is to move to Atlanta. Atlanta. Why did I just say that so country?
You keep saying weird shit. What you
I
doing? Is
don't
this your surgery?
I don't know.
You can't say 6 in Atlanta no more.
I don't know. Atlanta. Yeah, man. Atlanta blue. I was so surprised but excited when I saw that shit, but I was just like, Georgia? Because if you look at the map of who was what, all of the South is red. All that shit is red. And then you got boom, blue. Georgia just was like, fuck y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing this.
All right. This is a thought exercise.
Okay.
You go to sleep on the 31st of December, 2020.
Okay.
And you wake up the next day, but when you check your phone, it says January 1st, 2020. After the first couple of days, you realize it's just like Groundhog Day. What do you do with the information you have about 2020?
I mean, I don't even know that there's anything useful to knowing how fucked up this year has been.
What?
Like, what would you be
crazy?
able to do?
Motherfucker, invest in everybody that makes sanitizer and wipes. Shit. I'm finna get rich as fuck.
You can buy a bunch of toilet tissue too. You just buy toilet tissue at the beginning of the year.
Ventilators, you think it too small. You think it too damn small. I'm going to invest in ventilator companies. I'm doing all kinds of shit that's gonna get me rich. Okay? I'm just doing that shit. That's what I'm doing.
Because I mean, it's nothing else. Nothing can be avoided. Nothing can be like COVID. It ain't nothing you can do about COVID. Like you can't avoid that shit. All these fucked up ass deaths and shit. Like you can't avoid none of that stuff.
You can't.
I
That's
mean,
all you can do
so
is
you
get
just gonna
rich
make
off
money.
the knowledge. Yep.
Make money.
I'm gonna be rich, COVID ass motherfucker. End of the year.
Yeah, I mean that's all you can do.
That's what I'm doing. That's all you can do. Yeah, that's all. You can't do much more than that.
Yeah, you can't prevent anything. None of this shit has been like preventable as far as like on January 1, like, okay, we know what's gonna happen, let's fuck it, fix it. Like, no.
When you high listening to music, you hear everything. Like, damn, who the fuck on that violin?
Can't relate, but okay.
Me either. Maybe Jesus was gay the whole time and was actually saying, "Ah, men."
Oh Jesus, that's terrible.
We have no evidence that Jesus ever clapped cheeks. Did Jesus die a virgin? Or did he? Wasn't the theory that Mary was like his wife or something? For real?
That's Dan Brown and his conspiracy shit. But no, he did not. So he
Did
wasn't
not
supposed
clap
to
cheeks.
have. Yes, he did not clap cheeks.
Why not? Did God tell him he couldn't?
There really wasn't a purpose in him doing that because, I don't think he was supposed to have a lineage. He was supposed to die to save save the world from sin. So like having a kid didn't factor into that.
He could
And
have pulled
clapping
out.
cheeks is what that is intended for.
But he could have pulled out.
I don't think God was like, okay, go do your thing, but pull out. Like, I don't think that was a conversation.
Well, I feel like it would only make sense if God didn't give him a penis. Like, why would God give him a penis?
You have priests and monks that choose to not have sex, nuns that have vaginas that did. Huh?
Yeah, they don't have sex with women.
I mean,
priests. they still use the loopholes. The whole thing don't say nothing about not having sex with little boys. So
okay,
they
that's
have sex with little boys.
Monks don't do that though, do they? Monks ain't no monks in trouble for like fucking little boys as priests.
They probably got fleshlights. So is it about not engaging with a woman sexually or not releasing an orgasm? What is it about? Like, can you masturbate?
I think that technically the purpose of sex is to procreate. So if the goal isn't to try to make a baby, then you don't have sex.
That's in Christianity, not necessarily in
But we talk about Jesus
Buddhism.
and God. But
you the one that brought up monks. You brought up monks. Okay. And I know your purpose was to talk about these disciplined groups that don't have sex. Yes. But if you're going to introduce the discipline, then I think it's only fair to talk about the purpose of the discipline in order to assess this situation.
Well, technically,
all I'm saying is Jesus don't got no reason to have a dick. If God didn't want him to have sex, why Jesus coming down here and being tempted?
Priests are not supposed to have sex with little boys. Priests are supposed to be just as disciplined as monks. They're just not. It's supposed to be the same shit though. Them nuns, all of them are supposed to be, abstaining from that shit. Priests just don't do a very good job of it. And not to say all priests molest little boys. I don't believe all priests molest little boys. But the numbers ain't good. The ratio is not good though, I would say.
Let's see. Buddhism and sexuality.
You seriously looked that shit up?
I want to know.
They have like reincarnation, so
abstaining completely from sex is seen as a necessity in order to reach enlightenment.
Oh, okay. Wait,
Buddha's criticism of a monk who broke his celibate vows without having disrobed first. I don't know. It looked like this is way too deep of a conversation for this moment. But I really like TikTok. I just like it. It's just so many interesting ass people on TikTok. and you can learn some shit in 15 seconds to a minute. It's crazy. I mean, it's better than reading because it's videos and just how it's set up is easy. And so, like, it's this dude on there called Dr. Parkenstein, and everybody in the comments think that he's a time traveler from the early 20s for some reason. He's a young dude, but they think that he like because he's making like these big elaborate Tesla coil setups. He made a spirit radio and showed everybody how to make a spirit radio, which is just a very, very sensitive radio that Tesla said that he could hear spirits from when he turned it on.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just demonstrating how sensitive it was. When he turned the light on, it react heavily to the light versus when you turn it off. That's just how sensitive it is. Like the light got it going off. And just it's so many people on there, man. I like TikTok. But one dude said that um the word homosexual wasn't introduced to the Christian Bible until the early 1900s. And if you do your research in history, homosexual in the Bible, the true reference is pedophiles. That's the true reference in
Mm.
homosexuality. That's the true reference of homosexuality in the Bible. And he made a reference to Catholic priests and saying, I wonder why they wouldn't put the emphasis on it being pedophilia instead of homosexuality, you know? And so it's just a marketing campaign. And I'm not saying that Jesus was gay. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, I mean, this is just a joke. But I'm just saying all the heat that homosexuality gets from Bible thumpers when they don't really even know the history of the Bible for real is it's ridiculous. And I've been saying that for a while because in Sodom and Gomorrah situation, what was happening was they was raping little boys. That's what they were doing. They were being pedophiles, and that's ultimately what led to the downfall. That last act where they raped the angel, was a little different than what they had been doing.
Yeah.
But they hit that angel with that booty warrior action.
I'm not doing this with you.
That's what happened. Next one. No, someone said Latinos for Trump called the KKK. Like QUEY.
Oh, okay.
Latinos. K. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I did not get it at first. I was like, okay. It's because I was actually thinking of letters. Okay.
Hashtag I voted 2020. I wrote in Breonna Taylor's name. I refuse to choose between two evils, Trump or Biden. Black Lives Matter. You are not smart, ma'am. You are not smart. If you want to pay homage to Breonna Taylor, you have to think about the sides that would benefit Breonna Taylor's existence.
Cause one of
And
them motherfuckers was gonna be like this. I hate when people say that fucking shit. Like I don't want vote for neither one of them because both of them bad. Okay, but the fact of the matter is, one of these bad motherfuckers is gonna be the president. Okay, period. Okay, you write in whoever the fuck you want. Write in Kanye. Write in Donald Duck. You do all of that shit. But at the end of the day, one of these two white men is gonna be president. So don't be dumb with your vote. I can't stand that shit. This shit. Oh my god, it just infuriates me. Like, bitch, you think that's gonna make a difference?
I mean,
They counted that shit as neither Trump or Biden and went the fuck out. Like, you put that Breonna Taylor shit on it, like somebody was gonna see that and it was gonna make this be this impactful fucking thing. Get the fuck out of here.
you got to have a better reason than they are two evils because she basically talked about a cause that she cares about, which is how the police treated the situation with Breonna Taylor, and then said that the one that would get me closer to a solution, I'm still not going to vote for that. Like, that's stupid to me. Like, one of these can give you a better solution than the other one. Vote based on what you believe, not just going with the rhetoric of both of them being evil. I mean, ain't neither one of them evil. They just have different political ideologies, and one of them is a fucking narcissist.
Okay.
well, not a narcissist, but diagnosed with narcissist, not diagnosed, but meets all of the criteria for narcissistic personality disorder and antisocial personality disorder. So his ability to give a fuck about you is severely limited from the other party. So do with that what you will. You fucked up. You're not a part of the solution. So when shit start happening right in the community, I want you to look back and say, I fucked up. All right. February 22nd, 2022, 2/22/22 falls on a Tuesday, so we'll be able to call it Tuesday, which is really keeping me going, man.
The little things.
The little things, yes. Let's see here. 91% of black women voted for Biden because we love everyone. 20% of black men voted for Trump because they hate black women. Thank you to the 80% of brothers who stand with and for us.
I mean,
I'm not going to say that I agree with those numbers. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I probably feel like, I don't know, man. I'm just lost in this conversation when it comes to black men and women. I just don't even know where to be or where to pick up. It's so many black men that seem to hate black women, or if they don't hate them, they so critical of them that it look like hate.
mm-hmm.
Um, and then on another side, it's like, or the way that women respond to black men because of the way that black men respond to black women. Like, it's different now. It's like my daddy, men from my daddy's generation didn't hate black women. They just was philanderers and thought of them just didn't think of them as equals in relationships, And so yeah, that shit on black women from that perspective. But it seemed different today. It seemed like black men today like are jealous of black women and just don't want black women to succeed and want black women to just be submissive, even though they ain't shit, and just want to be able to engage with all the black women that they want to. Like, it's different. Like, it seems like a more active disdain for black women for some reason. I'm trying to understand it. I don't get it. I'm trying to understand it. It's to the point that I don't even argue with no woman that say some shit about a black man. You know? And a lot of women say a lot of shit about black men. Like, I was on TikTok and this woman was saying that anytime anytime you ask a black man about their mama, well, basically when people say, well, they have a mama, would you like them saying this about your mama or blah blah blah? And she was basically saying that it's not fair for a black man to use their mama as a defense for why they must love black women, because black men only define their mama in terms of what they have done for them. Like, my mama held me down. She's always been there. Blah 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 blah. Now, I don't agree with that because that's not how I see my mama. But I can't even say that she wrong with her experiences. So I'm trying to figure this shit out, man. I don't quite know the answer yet. I'm trying to see where black men really at with black women. I just don't know. I know a lot of black men voted for Trump because they didn't want to vote for Hillary. And so that's that woman shit, misogyny,
Yeah.
sexism, because she was a woman. Because like I said, on paper, Hillary Clinton was the most qualified person that had ever ran for president.
Shit, most people who would have run against Trump would have been more qualified than him. He
No,
didn't.
no, 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 no. You are Hillary Clinton was probably the most qualified person that has ever run for president
Oh,
in the context of the positions that she's held in the White House,
yeah.
including First Lady and Secretary of State, including the knowledge that she had about foreign policy. She's probably the most informed person that has ever run for president. That we knew about, that showcased and displayed it. But she's a woman, so motherfuckers weren't ready for a woman president. I guess we'll go with the combo of white man, woman / brown person. Um, Next one. I'm very sex positive, but the way some dumb guys speak is so funny. Honestly, you sound like a Mortal Kombat character. You must respect your master and call me sir. Laugh my ass off. Okay, Shao Kahn.
Okay. Love the Mortal Kombat reference.
Next, I'm a 25-year-old. I'm in love with a 55-year-old lady. We're staying together with her 36-year-old son, and this boy is not respecting me as his stepfather. I'm trying to educate him about life, but he doesn't listen. Please help. What must I do?
I hope that's a fucking joke.
Me too.
Because you trying to educate a 36-year-old about life. My nigga, you ain't even lived as long as that nigga has.
You about to
Just
get
sit your
these.
ass down and just keep slapping his mama cheeks and just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you about to get these goddamn two pieces. That 36-year-old finna whoop your ass.
Yes.
This race is closer than Donald and Ivanka at a father-daughter dance.
Oh, that's so disturbing.
Very, very,
Mm.
very. Had to run to Walmart today and saw about 8 to 10 people without muzzles. We greeted each other with smiles and twinkle in our eyes that clearly said, "We're not sheep."
All right, when you die, we're gonna put he wasn't a sheep on your
But that's
tombstone.
the problem. It's a lot of people that ain't gonna die just by chance that they ain't gonna die, and which they probably deserve to, but they gonna get to say that this was a hoax. I didn't die, so that was a hoax. That's that individual shit that white people be having, man.
And
White
that
people.
be look, everybody that I have seen not wearing a motherfucking mask is white people, which pisses me off because white people, some white people are the first people when these videos come out saying you should have just did what the officer said. If you would just follow orders, you wouldn't have any issue. But y'all can't even put a goddamn mask on your face. That's law. We were supposed to have that shit, and you don't want to do that. Like really? Like you think any of us like doing this shit? Like it's just fucking. Oh, I get so irritated. And every time I have yet to see a black person not put their mask on inside of a store. And I'm not gonna say it doesn't happen. I'm not gonna say it ain't black people that ain't wearing a mask. Me personally, when I have seen a motherfucker walking around without a mask on, it's been somebody white.
Yep, pretty much. All right, I got like 5 more. What do you get when you mix COVID anxiety, seasonal depression, cuffing season, good old fashioned regular depression, and election stress, then take away 1 hour of sunlight? Bitch, we about to find out.
Oh,
My mom stay asking if I fed my company. Ma, she just ate a whole dick. She's good.
wow.
Yeah, that's terrible. This got the picture of Trump with Lil Wayne and say Trump poses with black people like he just caught a fish.
Oh my God, why is that so accurate? Oh, it's so accurate. Oh, it is. He does.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's really, really accurate. He does.
Last, last one. How do conservatives say that systemic racism doesn't exist, but then go on to say that Biden crime bill was one of the worst things for the black community? Dummies, dummies. But yeah, those are your viral posts. This.
I don't have a lot of news. Alex Trebek died, which 2020 just it is. That's him and Sean Connery. Is just all right. Like at this point, when I see a celebrity has died, I'm just like, all right, 2020, you just gonna knock them out while you can. Got 2 more months. Goddamn. Um, Alex Trebek, like I couldn't play Jeopardy. Because every time I watch Jeopardy and try to play along, I don't be knowing them fucking answers. But I always like to watch it, and I just like how no nonsense Alex Trebek has always been. King with the shits. Um, he was never like super. You know how like if you watch Pat Sajak on Wheel of Fortune was like personable. He made jokes and shit. Alex Trebek, any jokes that he made they were so dry. Like I love him. And R.I.P. to Alex Trebek and Sean Connery. I think was the first. What's the spy man name?
James Bond.
James Bond. I think he was the first James Bond. Um. So yeah, more deaths. And Yaya Mayweather is pregnant by young boy NBA. And I just want to say, I don't get it. Like even if I take away his personality and how trash of a human being he seems to be, I don't get it. He's not even that attractive of a little boy. I don't get it.
Who?
Young boy NBA, young NBA young boy. I'm saying it all wrong.
Mm-hmm.
NBA young boy. Oh God, I'm that old person that don't say the musicians' names right. Anyway, this boy is 21, and she's giving birth to his sixth child. Six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At 21. And, we all saw him whooping Janaea, I don't know how she said her name, ass on the hotel. He's just a trash ass person. And so every time I see a new girl who running in behind him, I'm just like, it makes me sad for the girl. It makes me sad for your self-esteem and your self-worth that you don't have, obviously, for fucking with him. Because even if you just wanted a nigga with money, you do better than that. You at least get a nigga who may just be fucking around but ain't beating bitches' asses. Like, I don't understand.
Of course you don't. You got a killer nigga mentality. Every woman don't have that. A lot of women have this "I need a man regardless" mentality, and Yaya don't need nobody. I'm sure her daddy got her. I'm sure if her daddy could look into a crystal ball or go back in time and stop her from engaging with him, he can give her some millions of dollars to go start a business or something, fly her ass to France or something, and be like, hey, like the day that she would meet NBA young boy, he probably would send her somewhere else. Like that's what I think because
Oh
he could take care of her. So, but knowing who he is, ain't no telling what kind of maladaptive relationship she done
yeah.
seen her daddy in.
Mm-hmm.
And her daddy got to be some level of aggressive in relationships. He's a boxer and he's an aggressive person.
Yeah.
So NBA YoungBoy really might not be too far of a stretch from what she used to seeing with her pops. To be
And
honest.
I mean, the parents in both of this is trash. His mom got on and was doing a whole thing because NBA YoungBoy said something about Floyd Mayweather in that video that he had with Yaya talking about her daddy don't do shit for her. I take care of her and all of that shit. And so Floyd Mayweather responded and basically was just like, it starts in the home, his behavior, that shit started in the home. And so then NBA YoungBoy mama got on one of these social media platforms that was going on talk about you don't fucking know me and just showing us why NBA YoungBoy act the way he act because of his mama.
Like an old school mama would get on there and just be like, I prayed for the boy and this is what the life he turned into. Because it's possible for a young person to become a gangbanger without their parents' permission and in spite of their parents' best
Yeah.
efforts to try to keep that from happening.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that she came out and responded pretty much verified that she is the reason that he on that shit he on.
Yeah.
She is hood.
I mean, she took up for him when he whooped Janaea, and when that video came out of him beating that girl, like you could just tell that he did not have adequate parenting. And I mean, he ain't nothing but 21. So he just this was destined to happen for him, unfortunately. And these women that do this shit, I'm just like, you think you're gonna be different? Or like I'm not really sure. Like, do you think that you're special and he gonna treat you and your kid different than these other 5 children that he has made? And the other women that he made them 5 kids with? Like,
I don't think it's that the case though. I mean, I don't think they sit there when they meet him and be like, "I'll have his baby," especially not if they got money. I mean, I think it's more so like maybe he's stealthing their ass or something.
Because Yaya stabbed the bitch over him. I don't think he stabbed her. She.
I guess you might be right. Maybe he good at choosing women that'll allow him to, you know, hit raw and then be
Yeah,
their baby daddy.
I think that's more of it because she
Maybe he know
stabbed
how
the
to
bitch.
choose them women.
She still got a case pending. So, um, I, and I guess, just the only other thing I had to wrap this baby mama thing up is Future out here talking about he ain't got no money. He living in this 2-bedroom apartment. He did it because he don't want to pay money, child support to the newest baby mama to the crew.
I did it to himself.
Stop fucking raw. It's not, it's just, it's not, these are things that are completely avoidable. Like, this is completely within your control for you to not have to deal with this. To
Are you
not
sure?
have, yeah, what you mean?
I mean, you don't have a penis.
I don't have a penis.
So how do you know that it's easy?
You
Maybe
ain't
the
got no,
variable is having a penis.
you don't have a kid. You
I'm
have,
different.
how are you different? You got a penis? If the penis is the only requirement, then I can talk about anybody with a penis.
No, you can't because I don't even fit. I don't even fit like a mainstream desirable. I don't fit a mainstream like
Shogun out
desire.
here, okay, Shogun out here with a Rick James aura. And Shogun ain't got no fucking children.
I mean, I ain't gonna comment on Shogun's extracurricular activities.
I'm
I
saying.
know too much about him, to use him as a prop for this conversation. Okay, what I'm saying
The point
is,
I'm saying is that there
listen,
are.
I am not saying that it is not easy. I am saying you acting like it is easy for men as it is for women. And then you're saying it's easy for a man that is hood attractive as it is for every other man. Then you're saying one that is a rapper and got access to all of these women, like it might be hard for him.
It might be hard for him to put a condom on. I'm not saying he shouldn't be fucking. I'm saying just don't fuck without a condom. No, what you mean? It's not. How is that harder? What do you?
Listen,
What do you
listen.
how is it harder?
Because he's entitled, clearly.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, now these baby mamas is entitled to your fucking money. That's how that works.
Listen, you're missing my point.
What is your point?
My point is, I want it to be hard for Future. And I want him to pay all of this money until he ain't got shit. Because you get what you give, motherfucker. This motherfucker just want to have kids out here and have no accountability and no responsibility. He want to have these kids and have them being raised in a 2-bedroom apartment while he out here he got way too much money for this shit.
He does.
He got way too much money to be sitting out here acting like quit rap, nigga. Quit rap. Quit putting out music. Go and get you a job at Walmart distribution center, and then you can pay your baby mamas $200 a piece. As long as you are a rapper, as long as you keep putting out this garbage drug music, and it's garbage because kids eat it up, even though admittedly he don't do all of the shit he rap about. He just have no like. He's like the next in line to Michael Jordan saying "fuck them kids," which Michael Jordan really didn't say, but that's a meme, so we're gonna say he said it. He next in line. He don't give a fuck about the kids that listen to his music. He don't give a fuck about his own kids. He probably look at the pictures of himself as a kid and be disgusted. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. So I don't get like. I think that there are some people here that is harder to do that for because I'm pretty sure there's women out here like I'll have your baby Future.
Yeah, but he look okay. Maybe I will give him that 1 kid, 2 kid. We like 9 kids in. Okay, so even if a bitch say that, he knows better. He knows he don't want to pay no more child support. He know at this point he putting out thousands upon thousands of dollars every month. Just
Mm-mm.
don't fucking do it.
I feel like he
Or if
deserves
you
what he
gonna
gets.
do it, shut the fuck up and pay the money.
Yeah, that's what I believe. I believe. Look, if it's hard for you, then keep doing what you're doing, sir. But I hope you do that shit until you're homeless. And I hope all your kids I hope all your kids find Russell Wilsons for they children to be raised with, because you ain't shit.
He ain't
And
shit.
maybe I don't know. I mean, part of me want to say I hope he got a relationship with at least one of his damn kids, but I'm not really hopeful.
I
I'm,
mean, he probably don't. I wouldn't be surprised. Let me see
he,
something.
he probably one of them daddies that be punching their kids in the chest just because they got a gay friend. You ain't gay, is you? Come on, let's fight. Like what? Like the shit that men think get homosexuality out of you is so stupid. The list of shit. Cuss, cuss. If you don't cuss, then you ain't goddamn you ain't right. What you trying to figure out?
How many kids Rick James, who was on coke and partying and fucking everybody, how many kids he had? Because when I think of like niggas just out here fucking and doing crazy shit, Rick James come to mind. But I want to know if he was more irresponsible than Rick
Have you
James.
found how many kids he got?
Let me see. He had two with somebody named Sylvie Morgan. So that's two. He dated Linda Blair, blah blah blah. They didn't have no kids. She got pregnant, had an abortion. So she didn't have that baby. Uh, he had three kids by two different women. He was doing coke. He was in fucking studio porn and just wilding out. And even this nigga didn't have as many kids as Future. Just saying.
He also live in punch a woman in the stomach times.
Ooh.
Rick James.
Yeah, but the one who had an abortion, he didn't even want her to have an abortion. Linda Blair, which I think is that white actress. If I'm thinking, I think she I forgot what she played in, but I I think I don't know. Either way, three kids is on his. That's how many he got. Future has like three times that many. I think he's on number 9. Like the fuck. Like, don't keep again. If you're gonna do it. That's fine. I mean, put your dick wherever you would like, but it's consequences to that shit. And when your consequences come knocking, just fucking pay that shit and shut the fuck up. Shut up. You did this. This was you. So this nigga, this what it is. Pay the piper. Fuck you talking about? Like you want to be angry and shit because you out here fucking and making babies. You don't have to do this. You're choosing to do this, my nigga. Like stop it. Stop it. And you know you can't trust the women that you fucking for the birth control. So you need to be doing what the fuck you need to do. Because you know bitches will try to trap you because of who you are. So you should be trying to protect yourself, but you not. So it is what it is, my nigga. Pay the money and shut up. And stop lying talking about you living in a 2-bedroom apartment and he ain't got nothing but jewelry. Nigga hush. And just go ahead and add her to the monthly amount that you have to put out for child support with your stupid ass. I don't feel sorry for you.
My message is that of responsibility. You take in what you put out, and he put out a lot of kids, so he got to take the responsibility of providing for them financially. So what it is. Um, so we clearly know that Joe Biden won the election.
He did, and there are people outside of the White House singing, "You are about to lose your job. You are about to lose your job." Shit's hilarious.
Yeah, but we got a long ways to go before Trump is gone, and it's a lot of damage he can do.
It is.
And I guess we'll see how much he do, and I guess how much I give a fuck about those supporters of his, and people who voted for him will be how much they condone the levels of bullshit that he get into.
Because he about to get it. He already filing lawsuits, talking about the council incorrect, talking about legal and illegal votes, and already just a bunch of fuck shit. He started that shit before even we even got to where it was like, oh, this is gonna be like super close. He stop the counting. He wanted them to stop counting votes. Like who the fuck does that? Whenever in the history of democracy in this country
He
Have you
wanted
had the
them to
president
stop when he was in the
when he was
lead.
in the league and just don't count no more? I won.
Stupid.
It's stupid. And it's Saturday Night Live skit stupid. Like it's that stupid that it's so like you're like, this is real life. This nigga really did this in real ass life.
Donald Trump, Dave Chappelle did the monologue for Saturday Night Live last night.
I ain't seen
He was the first guest after Trump was voted in, elected. Now he was the first guest after Biden was elected.
mm-hmm.
And, Dave Chappelle shit, racism, COVID, Trump. A little bit of hopeful message, but really just helping people understand how um, some brown people have perceived this situation and what it's meant for us. So um, it's a lot that surrounds this. I don't even really want to get that deep into it, but what we know is that Georgia turned blue
Georgia turned fucking.
for the first time since '92. But my theory is that this is the effect of voter suppression and being allowed to mail in absentee ballots because of COVID. Because a lot of disenfranchised communities that have been strategically disenfranchised have been able to vote in a way that they've never been able to vote before. Here where I live, I drove 6 minutes away and sat down and filled out my absentee ballot and put it in the little envelope and had two people come and sign it, two witnesses, and they put it in the envelope and we left it with them and we left. Like everybody was able to go to your local courthouse in order to do that. Nearly everybody in the country could do that. Instead of like Texas, they try to have you drive an hour and a half away just to drop your ballot in one box that they designated. They still tried to
Yeah.
do this, but except Trump, it was too late to do it through legislation because COVID came out of nowhere, and Trump just tried to do it through a propaganda and misinformation campaign about the post office and trying to impact how they do things.
But
You
he
know,
started setting up for his loss well before. You know what I'm saying? Like he started doing, and when the conversation about absentee ballots and all of that, how he started setting it up right then.
and I guess the hard part is that the numbers in a lot of these states started to turn for him so poorly that I don't even think the Supreme Court could help him, which is what he thought was going to happen after that. He thought the Supreme Court was going to help him, which was a part of him putting Amy Coney Barrett in there. You know, we can't discount Stacey Abrams' role in getting all these extra voters. 800,000 new voters in Georgia.
Stacey Abrams is amazing.
She'd have been more amazing as a vice president, but you know what? Take what we can.
Yeah.
Um, 5 states, including Alabama, okay measures to get rid of racist language out of the Constitution. So our Constitution is very racist. It still got words like plantation in it. It got issues with interracial dating and proms having to be segregated. And we voted to actually change that language. Normally, I wouldn't be an advocate for that because usually they try to sneak in a bunch of bullshit with something simple. But this bill was straight up done by a black woman. But this ain't the only one. Did you hear that Oregon goddamn decriminalized meth and heroin?
Yeah. Which
What is that about?
why? Why
Unless they
would
finna
you
create unless they're finna implement a harm reduction model of dealing with substance use up there, which will basically be building clinics where doctors can inject them with heroin themselves so that they don't overdose. I don't know. I don't know why else. The biggest issue with substance use is dirty needles being everywhere, using needles that somebody else already used, which fosters STD transmission, and dying from ODing. And so a harm reduction clinic, well, basically a needle exchange program or clinic would be that you bring in an old dirty needle and then they give you a new needle or they'll give you a new needle and inject whatever substance you're trying to use into your system for the high, because they know exactly how much the body can take, and it's about like not overdosing to the point that you die. So it only makes sense if they add in something like that. But a whole bunch of new states added marijuana, legalized marijuana too. So this shit really finna be different. It's only a matter of time before that shit get down here.
To Alabama?
Yeah.
You think they gonna? We'll be the last state to do that.
The only reason that they wouldn't put it on a ballot to vote for it is because they believe it's gonna bring a lot of black people out to vote. That's the only reason that they would do it here, which makes it like more likely that they vote for whoever else is blue on the ticket. And Alabama don't want that. Like, there's strategy that goes behind how you get ballots on ballot measures on a or amendments on a ballot measure. Um, but whatever. I'm
When was the? I'm now curious about when was Alabama blue? Have we ever been blue?
I doubt Alabama ever been blue. I feel really confident in saying that Alabama never been blue. Alabama ain't got no reason to have ever been blue.
Let's see.
We got some blue counties. Jefferson County is blue, which is the county that I live in. Unless we talking about way, way back in the day when the new red is the old blue.
I don't think I think you're right. One time, 1976.
The fuck was going on then?
What
That was
was
before Reagan.
it?
Was that Nixon shit? Was Nixon before Reagan?
Don't make me laugh.
Because 1976. No, they would have had to vote for Reagan. I mean, they would have had to vote for Nixon. Nixon was. Well, did Jimmy Carter have a term before Reagan?
I'm trying to see.
I don't know.
I can't find it.
Presidents. In 1976. Oh, Gerald Ford. Wait a minute. Yeah, Gerald Ford was the president that they would have voted out in 1976, and Jimmy Carter was after him. But let's see, Nixon went out. Gerald Ford, he must have had a bad presidency because you never even really hear shit about him. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, it was for Jimmy Carter. So that's the last time.
He pardoned Nixon. Gerald Ford pardoned Nixon. Some people tried to assassinate him. Say we real motherfuckers used to be out here, boy. They used to try to say they used to try to goddamn assassinate every president for no reason. White men already had shit going their way, and white people was always trying to assassinate the damn president. Like, ain't no black person ever tried to assassinate no damn president. Shit. Like, entitlement, boy, it's crazy. But I mean, I ain't want to get too much into this, man. I told everybody that it's gonna be a brief moment of relief after Joe Biden wins, but the it's a critical moment, man, because it's a critical moment because a lot of people put a lot of energy into saying that this is the party that has the potential to do something for black people. And then all these people came out saying, hey, let's give the Republicans a chance. So now if nothing happens for the black community through this administration, then it's just going to validate people who were saying that we should give Republicans a try because the Democrats take our votes for granted, which they do, but it's not as easy to do as a lot of people will believe or want to believe it ain't nothing Joe Biden gonna do in no executive order that's going to just be like, yeah, black folks, we in there. He wouldn't do that. Why would he do that? That don't make sense. You know, the best thing that we can do if we really want some change is to make sure that Biden got the House and the Senate. And the Senate is close to flipping. It's 2 runoffs in Georgia that could lead to the House or to the Senate flipping. And Georgia already blew. So Stacey Abrams ain't finna stop the work that she been doing.
Yeah.
You know, because Mitch McConnell don't need to be able to continue to pull the bullshit that he been pulling.
I'm so tired of his motherfucking ass.
Yeah.
I hate looking at his face. Like, even just seeing him.
You seen his hand?
No. What's wrong with his hands?
Google it. He's sick. I don't know what it is. I'm sure a doctor know what it is, but his hand look like a black man hand.
Jesus. Hold on, Mitch McConnell.
It's like, you know, and the only way a white man hand can look like that is something going on with your blood. Unless this nigga got revitiligo.
Let's see.
Yeah, something wrong with the boy.
Well, the picture's not loading.
Yo, what?
It's taking forever for the picture to load. Oh, shit! What the fuck?
Yeah, that man finna die.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that is, that's not good. I wonder what the fuck that is.
Who knows? All I know is that he been tripping, and whatever happened to him, whatever. Like he fell down the steps. I won't be mad. I won't be mad.
Oh my God.
But you know, somebody would, namely his family.
Yeah.
That's why I don't wish negative on him. But if negative happened, then I ain't gonna stop. I ain't gonna stop. I ain't gonna stop. But that being said, that's all I got, man. I don't want to get too much deeper into this stuff because it's a lot of anxiety to still overcome with what's gonna happen. So,
yeah.
But do you have anything else on your mind?
I do not.
All right. Well, until we come to the next conversation.
Yeah.
Holla.